April 15th, 2024 will have occurred 100 weeks ago to the day of the week, today, March 16th, 2026. This is the 100th episode of Monday Musings of a Psychotherapist. And we're here, weird. I didn't put much thought into it at the time, but almost 2 years later, and I debated, do I do 2-year anniversary? But that's not as fun, right? As just 100 episodes. And for most things, it's going to be an arbitrary number. That could be 100 days worth of stuff, or well past that. But I do this every Monday, without fail. And if you're a keen viewer, you will have seen there was one Tuesday musing of a psychotherapist thrown in there. You can go back and find that one. One hurdle. I was overseas and forgot what day it was in America. So, my bad. But this is a reflection episode. I mean, the whole point of this series is musings and reflections and what's on my mind. And doing 100 of these is crazy. I thought about adding up the amount of time they've all been, and I didn't. I'd have to do 99 inputs on the calculator. And I'm curious. And there's been more than 100 videos. How many have there been? There's maybe been close to 150 total videos, excluding YouTube Shorts, which most of those, like 95% of them, are from these videos actually pulled. And the other videos. Only a few are just, here's a YouTube Short from me. It's just crazy. 100 episodes. 100 times I've done this. Done this 100 times. Once a week. That is crazy. And really cool. And man, what consistency does. How did I prep for this, you may ask? If you watch this series, you know that I don't script any of this. Even the other videos that I do, I don't script, but they're planned a little bit more when I do them. This is not really planned at all. I just think what's on my mind today. And I sometimes know that a couple days in advance. I usually only figure it out within about 60 seconds of hitting start on the video. And a couple times, not even that. And a couple times, if you've watched, I come on just be like, I don't have anything to talk about, but I'm being consistent this week, and that's great. And now we move on. So, yeah, there's been a couple of those and a string of them at times. But consistency was the goal. I want to do this every Monday. That was the goal. Quality was not the goal. I'm not trying to do anything awful with quality, but and quantity wasn't the goal either. It was just, you do it once a week on the same day. You can't record it early, and you can't edit it. There's maybe one or two in here where I added something to them in an edit, but nothing's been cut. I have never taken out pauses or words. And I don't even know if it was in these videos. It might have been a different one that I think I might have added just something like a goofy edit to it, or something maybe with sound. I don't know. But these are meant to be free flow and one take. So the preparation I did was think for weeks, what do I want to do for this video? And you know what I did? I just spent the last 16 to 17 minutes rewatching the very first video I did. Yeah, and that got me a little bit emotional just watching that. I just rewatched it. And that was really cool. We have matured from vertical filming to horizontal filming. We have upgraded our microphone to this guy, which is usually attached to my hat. Maybe this isn't the episode to try a different attachment style. But here we are. I have primarily stopped wearing glasses because of the reflection, although if that's the time of day I'm having, that's how I'm recording. But I try not to. I've overall gotten better. It's not gone yet. This thing I do with my eyes, like it's this tick that I do like this, you see? Where like, yeah, if you were watching, you saw it. Or flutter like this. I still have it. That comes from just a lot of like neck and ear pain I have. So some of it's a tick. I just did a version of it there, and I like clear this area of my neck and ear out because of just this chronic pain I've had for coming up on 5 years now. So that, I mean, that's a little bit of like trying to look better in a wheelchair. There's only so much I can do if I'm rolling myself around, right? So, but I've been aware of that, and I think I clear my throat less, so better. And I think I speak with more confidence. I do still whisper more than I would like, or I don't enunciate as much as I would like. These haven't really been a whole test in like make sure I speak better every time. I do sense a and you might wonder, am I going to be doing this more? I currently don't plan to stop, although I have wondered in the last couple months, what's the end game of this now? I wasn't just trying to get to 100, but if I feel like these need to end, they'll just end. And I don't feel that yet. I've questioned it. What I've questioned a lot is what's next for this channel a lot and what's its utility. And if you've been watching lately, you'll see that I'm back to posting more regular YouTube shorts. And that's for sure a thing for now. I do anticipate it being more. The channel's not at the peak that it's been in terms of my contribution to it. I was at its absolute peak. I was, doing this every Monday. That's been consistent. But I was posting 5 shorts a day, and the short quality is better now. Not by a lot, but it is with subtitles and everything. I'm posting 2 a day now. I used to do 5 a day. There might have been a time where I was doing 7 to 9. I think it was just 5 at my max, but it might have been 7 or 9. And I was posting like a Friday therapist answers your questions video. I posted business videos for like only 3 weeks in a row. A lot of article reviews, and those would come out randomly. The book reviews often on Wednesdays. All of that has slowed down. Will it come back? I don't know. A lot of it's a capacity thing. Since I did my business move in July of 2025, my capacity has been not where it was. So it was a big leap of faith to do this change in my career. And internally, it is going great. Externally, it's fine. But what that means is the external side needs more attention. The growth phase still needs more attention as I've moved into a different, not career category so much as moving into doing much more on my own and having a couple areas starting from square 2, I guess. Nothing came in. I mean, renting the suite that I'm in that you see here, that I'd never done before, but all the other elements I'd done elements of before. And it's just a lot of moving parts. It's taking a lot of work. And so to put more time into YouTube when it doesn't like pay me anything is a hard justification. However, I've been able to help people on this channel. And that's cool. I've had some good conversations with some of you back and forths. Even today, the opportunity to email with a viewer about their own mental health and try to get them connected to services. Like that makes a lot of this worth it. Most of that comes from what I'm already doing. So it's this weird balance of, do I want to try to grow it more? And then I can help more people and be more useful, but that takes a lot of upfront effort. So I have to make the decision. And I know how to do that. I know how to grow the channel. I'm weirdly blessed to have a couple friends that are successful on YouTube that make money from it, that's weird to me because I'm not in like social media influencer spaces and influencer, and the friends that I have are not really either. They're I don't know how I've happened to be friends with multiple people who are successful on YouTube. But the point I'm trying to make is they're also wise and know how to do it and have told me, and I have the framework for what to do. And it's just not been high priority. And I just haven't put the effort in because that's not what the point of this was. But I am at that stage where I either need to flow with what I'm doing, and if I keep doing the other types of videos, I think anything that's not the Monday musings videos like these and the YouTube shorts, which I use these videos to cut into shorts with some thrown in like promotional stuff and just maybe an occasional fun video like, hey, I'm hosting this thing if you want to join. For me to try to grow it would be effort. And I think it's super worth it. But it's a lot of effort. And so I really don't want to do it half-heartedly. So what I'm going to do for now is probably a lot of the same. And if the rest of the business can grow effectively over the coming months, then maybe I'll have some capacity to put some effort back into this. Another option is just if this current method starts to yield some notable or exponential growth, I might take that as a harvesting season and just be like, oh, things are coming this way, let's do more and ride the wave. Since increasing the YouTube Shorts, I've gone up, I think my subscribers have increased by like 11 people in the last month, which puts me like 240 something. If you keep up on this, that's never really been my goal. And so 11 more in a month is well above average for me. And so, yeah, if I keep putting these out and that number starts to become a little bit more exponential, if it's 11 and the next one's like 15 and then 20 and then 35 and then, or more dramatic than that, it's not actually that exponential, then I might say, okay, this is doing something. Let's keep doing what we're doing, but add, either increase something. Right now, I'm actually on a better camera. I got a new phone and the video is better. The audio should be roughly how it's been the last couple months. I'm just doing like a weird channel preview. This is a reflection, right? This is what we're here for. I'm musing about next steps. I'm reflective. Been doing this for almost 2 years and I do love it. And I actually like a lot of what I get to do with this. I think the dream scenario would be for me just to get to talk about a lot of what I find to be really cool in 3 primary categories. Mental health being the main one, 4 probably. Mental health being the main one. I do like talking business development, although I really want to avoid splitting audiences here. But that stuff's just fun. Identity formation, which is so integrated to mental health. And actually everything I'm saying right now is all integrated, and spirituality and religion. I love all 4 of those. And it might not seem like it, but I think they are grossly overlapped and connect a lot. I mean, your belief system affects your business. So how I view my sense of self and my identity affects how I step into business. How my mental health is affects my business, and how my religious and spiritual life is affects how I walk into business. They all affect it, and everything affects itself. All 4 of those categories are like a little hurricane that affect each other, and I love it. So on the surface, they don't really seem like they're going to overlap. And I think the clear outlier there is business. And the other 3, I think the other 3 can overlap quite well. And it depends on the angle that you take. So, I've talked before of wanting to do like a psychological breakdown of the book of Proverbs and things like that. That's clearer than if I just do like a sermon on Proverbs, right? Very different categories. And so, also trying to figure out what I was saying was, a dream scenario would be I get someone that can edit all my videos. I get much nicer recording equipment, and then just record really fun topics. I mean, there's so much that I think could be really fun. I'm also a big studier, and I haven't been able to do as much studying because I just have to do very practical business stuff. And admittedly, that sucks. I want to do more I try to just honor the work that I'm given and do it well when I can. So when I say it sucks, it's more just a personal desire to do that because I thrive in that area. But right now, it's just not the season. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of I started off by just sharing what's changed since I started the channel. I still can't get over 100 episodes. It's wild. It's wild. 100. Most people don't do 100 of anything in their whole life. Of substance, you know? And you can nitpick that, but you know, most people won't do 100 workouts. Most people won't post 100 times. Most people won't put 100 hours into the thing that they're trying to do. It just is what it is. So it's cool to have done that. The statistics on, because this is technically a podcast, if you, it's categorized as that on YouTube Music. If you go there, I know a lot of you watch it, but if the video is not your thing, because it is just me talking at a screen and making some faces and having occasionally different backgrounds, that's 95% of it. Sometimes there's some fluff happening or I show a cool picture of where I'm at. Usually not. You can just listen on YouTube Music. So most podcasts, I think, don't make it past episode 20. Like if you get to 21, you're in like the top 1% of like overall content. So that's cool. Yeah. So will there be 100 more? Maybe. Will this channel grow? Maybe. It's a bit of a chicken and the egg thing. Like if more people watch, I'll put more effort into it, but also effort yields results, right? So, but it's a passive creative project. So that's a weird trade-off. So it might just be one of those things where something just has to hit and then I'll just, like I said, ride the wave. So anyway, this is cool. Next week is 101 and we're back just into normalcy. I might be a little bit reflective when I hit year 2, which is in 4 weeks. But 100 is the big number and man, I feel it. My heart feels it. It's cool. So, and thank you all for watching. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. And I think I'm more concerned that those watching just get something useful out of it. It's nice to have people I know that support this and watch it, but I never want to ask anyone to do anything that's not, I don't need this. It's not asking for help. So it's not like I need to borrow a car or a bill can't get paid. This is an art project I do, more or less. So just thank you for enjoying it, because you can't really fake that, and it's not really what you want with a creative project either, is for people just to stroke your ego. At least I don't think that's helpful. So yeah, for those watching, those who have found any of this useful, thank you. I know if I stopped tomorrow, this would have been worth it, if not for my own personal self-development, for just the comments and conversations I've had with people in my personal life, people who've talked to me about the channel and found it useful and enjoyed what I talked about on a specific day or video. And then for those of you who've contributed in the comments, there's been a handful of like, that wasn't necessary to say, was it? Moments. But it's been mostly just people contributing to the conversation, or sometimes there's some thanking me for the content that I brought up. And I think it's just been fun to see the really low but valuable engagement. And I think on a small channel, that's a big deal, because there's a tendency to trust what's popular and to trust what's already got traction. And there's a level of this space being untested where, even if you can't see my subscriber count, the most views a video I've done has had is 500 maybe. That's not a strong place of authority in the overall world of YouTube. And I'm guilty of that. You're looking up a video on something and there's, oh, this one's got 130,000 views on it. Oh, 1.2 million. Look, it takes a certain type of personality, I think, to click on a video that has 5 views or that's no views or 50 views and say, I'm interested in that and I'm going to watch it and I'm going to leave a comment on it, just contributing to the conversation. There's a certain type of kindness in that. And bluntly, it has humbled me a lot with how I engage with YouTube and how I engage with valuing other people properly. And I've always had this mindset of everyone has something to offer. I actually have a personal rule that I won't engage someone in conversation unless I believe they can teach me something. And the circle there is everyone can teach me something, which means everyone's worth talking to. So it doesn't mean I go around and be like, you're useless, you don't have anything you can teach me. It's not that mindset. It's actually the reminder of, no, Ryan, everyone can teach you something. So any moment that you have where you think you're better than someone or they can't contribute, that's pride and arrogance, and it's not helpful. So entering into conversations with this person can teach me something because there's certain things that they know because of their life and what they're interested in. It doesn't matter their age, their mental capacity, or experience. It's unique and it's not mine. Therefore, they can teach, and I can learn from them. And I've gained more humility by those of you who've watched, just choosing to watch and contribute. And it's a reminder that that principle that I just communicated exists in a social media sense too. Like, it's always just people on the other side of a screen, and every channel started somewhere. Every success starts somewhere. And again, not that this is going to blow up, but it is just a reminder of, and I don't know if there's a way to do this. Maybe some of you do, but in the event this channel ever is big, I would love to be able to grab the list of the first group of you that subscribed and took time to comment and engage and like. I mean, the current list still, but even up to the first 1,000 of like, that takes to me effort. Like, you're not jumping on a bandwagon or a big community. You're like, this thing is small and I'm interested. That's just really cool. So I think it means a lot. The fact that currently 240 some people think this is worthwhile enough to hit subscribe is crazy. That's a lecture hall. And I don't get that many views for a video, so a lot of you hit subscribe and then you don't watch for whatever reason, which I'm not offended by. But it is interesting. That's a lecture hall. That's a big lecture hall. And even the videos that just do okay, that have like 30 to 50 views, that's a classroom. That's like, and we lose that understanding sometimes. Like, it's a lot of people just taking the time out of their day, whether you watched all the way through or not. So yeah, I'll say thank you. And here's to whatever the next steps are. So yeah, and I'm not going to give my little like sign off about me this time. I think I'm just going to say thank you and see you next Monday. Happy 100.